What is going on, everybody? I am back from the Pokemon Showdown replay. This time it is a new game using the same team kind of that I used in my live that I uploaded a couple days ago. Made a few changes to it. This isn't live just because, like I said, I made changes to this team, so I wanted to play some games, and this one actually turned out to be a pretty good game. Changes that I made to the team, I decided that this team kind of doesn't like hazards, and I would really like hazard removal, so I decided to throw Togetic on there over Yuxi, just because Togetic can also act as a special wall and has Heal Belt plus Defog, so might as well stick with that. Plus has some really nice defensive synergy with Omastar. And then I just decided to replace Bufalon with Choice Band and Golurk, just because Golurk does hit harder. It acts as a spin blocker also, which means that opens up a slot for me for replacing Rotom. And I decided to just throw Sigilyph on there because Sigilyph is Sigilyph and it is a problem. So, aside from that, the Sceptile, Omastar, and Stalk are the same thing, so might as well just move around with the game. Now, right off the bat, I decided to lead off with the Sceptile as he leads off with his Beedrill, and I really don't have anything to hit this thing. My only move to hit this thing super effectively is HP Fire, but that definitely will not kill that thing from full HP. So I decided to switch out of there, go into my Omastar, because I do not want to lose my Sceptile while he still has his Seismitoad, because Sceptile is practically the only thing I have for a Seismitoad. So, went into the Omastar as he goes into his Shiftry, and then I'm just going to double into my Togetic as he also doubles into his Zangoose. And I decided to stay and go for a Dazzling Gleam because I want as much damage off on this thing, because seeing as he has no real form of recovery for his Zangoose, then whatever damage I get on him is going to be there to stay. So go for a Dazzling Gleam. I'm just going to play a switching game, get some more toxic damage racking up. And then on this following turn right here, I'm just going to go for a Roost, knowing that if he stays in, tries to go for another attack, he will die. So he's going to have to switch out, so that gives me a free chance to Roost up, which is always a nice thing. So in comes his Seismitoad. Oh, excuse me. In comes his Seismitoad, and I'm just going to go into my Sceptile, figuring he might want to set up his rocks, or I don't know what he would want to go for. Either way, go into Sceptile to scare the thing out. And then I'm just going to double into my Omastar, predicting his Beedrill to come back in, and that is what happened. So right here I'm going to set up my Stealth Rocks as once again he goes into his Shiftry. And right here I believe I'm going to expect him to want to go for a Defog, figuring that I would want to switch out, so I'm going to go for the Ice Beam, get some damage off on him, and actually get some really nice damage off on him. And yeah, so now I'm just going to go with my Togetic, because I'm pretty sure I said this before. If not, that was probably a different take. Go into my Togetic because Togetic walls the shit out of Shiftry. So here I believe I'm just going to go into, or double into my Sigilyph, knowing that he will not want to stay in to not die to a Dazzling Gleam. So go into Sigilyph, just going to go for an Air Slash as he ends up going to his Seismitoad. And then right here he goes to his Musharna on the Air Slash, so I go into my Golurk because Golurk is my answer to Musharna. But he makes a very nice play, goes for the Baton Pass, and I'll switch out into his Spiritomb. So right here, figuring that he was Choice Banded and he was probably going to go for the Pursuit, expect me to want to switch out to preserve my Golurk for his Musharna. I'm going to go for the Earthquake as he does go for Pursuit. It's some faster, so figuring, you know what, I'll speed him. I'm just going to go for another Earthquake since he's Choice Banded, but nope. Turns out he's Dread Plate, I'll assume. I don't think I ever see his item. But yeah, so that's that. I forgot what I was just in as. I think it was Togetic, but either way, I have Omastar up now. I'm just going to start setting up my hazards, because if I can get up a layer of rocks, or if I can get up my rocks and a layer of spikes, that will kill the Shiftry on the switch-in as well as the Zangoose. So right now I just want to get my rocks up. No, I do have my rocks up, I just want to get my spikes up, that's that. So, go into Sigilyph, and now that my Golurk's dead, I'm going to have some pretty big problems with this Musharna, because Golurk was my #1 answer to this thing. So, I can only hope that I can flinch this thing to death with Air Slashes, or get like flinches or something off on this thing. So, I decide to make a bit of a riskier play and going to my Omastar here, hoping that he's not going to go for an attacking move. And he doesn't, he goes for another Moonlight, so that will allow me to bring in my Omastar and get up a layer of spikes, which is all I was pretty much asking for because that's all I kind of would have needed. A second layer of spikes would have been nice for later on, but anyways. Speaking of nice, I do manage to pull a crit on the knockoff with this Musharna, which has really saved my ass from this thing and kept me in the game because, like I said, Golurk was my only thing I had from Musharna because Choice Banded Shadow Punch does like 50% to that thing. So now I'm just gonna go to my Togetic. I believe I'm just gonna go for, yeah, I'm just gonna roost up because why was I roosting up? I know there was a reason for it. I guess it was because why was I roosting up with Togetic? I think I just wanted it to be at a reasonable amount of HP so I can get a switch into Sceptile so that my Togetic can still be alive. So I have something for his, no? I don't know. But, have a switch into Sceptile. I believe I'm just gonna go for a Leaf Storm right here to try to get my Unburden boost going. And that would have been nice because he's going to go to his Beedrill now. It's going to take 24% from his hazards. And I'm thinking, alright, Hidden Power Fire might be able to kill this thing from the range of HP it's at. But it turns out this thing is Choice Scarfed. So that puts me in an even worse position because now my Sigilyph is going to have to try to deal with this. Or, yeah, that puts me in a problem because his Beedrill outspeeds the rest of my team, and if he just locks himself into Poison Jab, he wins. So at this point, my plan is just to try to get Sigilyph up to as much HP as possible so that if he does bring in his Beedrill, I will hopefully have a chance to live a Poison Jab. But the thing is, if I keep on going for Roost, then I won't be able, or then he will just have more HP than he could. It's just long cycle. But the weird thing is he decides to lock himself into X-Scissor here, which I just don't understand. I guess he doesn't have Poison Jab because Poison Jab and X-Scissor same base power, so they would have done the same damage. But I guess he doesn't have Poison Jab, so that pretty much saved me the game because right here I'm just going for Roost, figuring okay, he's just gonna switch out, get a death. But I guess he just doesn't have Poison Jab, so that pretty much just saved me the game because I'm just gonna go for Dazzling Gleam and take this Beedrill out, and then his last two Pokemon are just gonna die from the entry hazards. So hope you guys did enjoy this game. If you did, feel free to leave comments down below. Definitely do not forget to show that like button some love, and hopefully I will get some Wi-Fi battles soon. Yeah, hopefully I can get some Wi-Fi battles and get some of that up, and then might try for a Showdown live later. I don't know. But either way, that was about that, so hope you guys did enjoy, and then thanks for watching, and peace.